Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Cover Zero Show with me, your host Simon Conboy. Carrying on with the draft preview series today, this episode will be focusing on the AFC North's Baltimore Ravens. So if you've not checked one of these episodes out before, what I'll be doing is going through the team's primary needs, with free agency having wrapped up, and moving into the draft, and then giving my first round mock draft pick, offering up suggestions as to what other players may also be available and would make sense to be considered, and then doing the same for rounds 2 and rounds 3. So moving on with the Ravens, and in terms of major team needs, I've gone for 3. The 3 primary ones I've got for them being defensive end. Got to get younger at that spot. Terrell Suggs nearing the end of his career. Dumerville was released. Need more depth, quality and youth at that spot. I think it's a big need. The running back position, since Ray Rice, acrimoniously left the league, the Ravens have been searching for a running back for the long term. I feel it's a big need. Joe Flacco needs to get some assistance from his backfield next season. And the wide receiver spot, they've been unfortunate with Perryman to this point in his career. Showed a couple of flashes last year, but I think with Steve Smith having retired in particular, not they keep relying on someone of that age for the long term. Mike Wallace isn't a particularly reliable weapon. I think they need to bring in someone else to try and solidify that group, give them some more playmaking ability in the passing game. So in round 1 at the moment, I've got the Ravens selecting Derek Barnett, the defensive end from Tennessee. I think it very much is the logical pick if he is available at that point. Probably one of the more polished defensive ends in this draft. One of the few guys I think looks ready to possibly start day 1. Whether the upside's enormous, I'm not sure. But middle of round 1, I think it'd be a solid pickup for them. Other sort of positions I think they'll be looking at, if Dalvin Cook or Christian McCaffrey are available, I think they'd be considered. I could see them possibly going with Cook. He'd add a whole new element to that offense. That's for sure. If either of the top 2 receivers are there, they may be considered. Mike Williams in particular, I think he'd certainly garner heavy consideration if he was there for them to pick at this point, give them a potential true number 1. Still feel they'd go with Barnett if he's there. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the pass rush options. This is probably one of my favourite pass rushes in this draft, although not a huge fan of the group, as I've said. A guy like Taco Charlton, I think he's got the potential to go to Karis McKinley. They're guys that I've seen scattered about boards. I just feel like Barnett seems like a more Ozzie Newsome style of pick. Moving into sort of round 2, this is where I'm expecting them to address the receiver spot. I think Zay Jones will be gone by this point. I think they're more likely to be looking at guys like potentially Curtis Samuel. He's got a bit of speed to him. Smith Schuster is a big-bodied target, even I'm not a big fan of his tape. Possibly Cooper Kupp, maybe a little high, but I think he's very polished, could play day 1, give them a really good slot receiver. I think they're some of the guys they'll look at. Running back, maybe Joe Mixon will be considered, possibly Donta Foreman. I think the other sort of guys, I think they'll be looking round 3 kind of range. Your Marlon Max, Kareem Hunt, TJ Logan. I think these are guys that you can probably get in round 3, so I think they may wait there. I think a lot of teams are going to look at running back as a position they can wait on. There is a lot of depth and talent at that spot. Look at those to be all potential guys they consider, possibly even John Connor in the 3rd. In terms of defensive end, this is why I feel they'll go there in day 1. I'm really not a huge fan. You've got Derek Rivers as a potential round 3 option. In my 3rd round mock, I had him taking Tim Williams, a more talented prospect but he's got some issues. But I think the Bama connection there could make Ozzie Newsome feel good about him. I think that may be an option. And Cole Lawson, he could be a reasonable selection for them in round 2 if that's the way they wish to go. In terms of other positions, I think they could consider, you can never have too many offensive linemen. Guys like, they got rid of Zutar this off-season, of course. Assembly less last year. Could always do some more depth. Poach is the guy I've mentioned. If he's there in round 3, which I don't think he would be, he'd certainly be worth considering. Just as some quality backup depth for them. It's an interesting situation with the Ravens. I feel like they need to get younger at a lot of spots. Cornerbacks a position they can look to address this draft. Plenty of guys available. should be there in round 2. Guys like Fabian Moreau, Kevin King, Weatherspoon. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my assessment of sort of the Ravens' primary needs? Ravens fans, who are you hoping this team looks to go get in the draft? Let me know. I'll do my best to get back to everyone, whether it's Facebook Cover Zero page, the comment section below, or find me on Twitter at Simon Conboy. As always, if you enjoyed the show, check out some more. Going to have all 32 teams up by the time the draft airs, and plenty of other stuff over on the channel. If you can like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, check out the Patreon. It's all thoroughly appreciated. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day, and go Bucks.